Next, let's take in the C string. So this is if you want to take in a name or a line of text or something. So let's update this to name. And we're going to give it 30 spaces for someone's name. We need to allocate 30 spaces in our char array. Here, let's say enter your name. And then down here, this is going to be slightly different. So because an array is dynamic memory, we don't need to add the ampersand when we add arrays. Because arrays, when you write out the name alone, already gives the value of its own address. So here, we could just simply do this. Adding the ampersand, again, is not needed because it's dynamic memory, and name alone will return its address. Remember, to access values instead of its address, that's what the square brackets are for. And we grab any index we want with any value with these indexes. So remember, this gives us the address, so this will work, but we got to change this to an S. So we're going to take in a string, and it's going to save into our array up to 30 spaces. Let's remove this, let's do S, and let's enter in name here, and let's see what happens when we run the program now. Enter your name. We'll write Joseph. You entered Joseph. Let's show you what happens if your char array is too small for the input you're getting. So let's do a size of 3. Let's save it. So let's see what happens when you try to enter in a name that's too big for your array. So remember, in char arrays, or C strings, you have 3 indexes of single characters, but the last character needs to be reserved for the end of line character, which is the \0. So remember that. So really, we only have space for 2 characters. So let's press Control F5, and let's enter in 2 letters. So we're not going to break the program yet. So we'll do J-O, enter. You enter Joe, so program is working. So let's run it one more time. Control F5, and now let's do J-O-E. Let's write out Joe. Here we're going to get an error. And on my other window, we got this Visual Studio Runtime Library error. So here it's saying stack around the variable name was corrupt. That's our variable name. So the reason is because we're not giving enough room to add that end of line character. So that's the issue here. So just remember, whenever you are using C strings, make sure you have plenty of space, and the last character needs to be your new line. So in this case, if you wanted to store, let's do abort. If you wanted to store 3-letter names, we'd actually have to store 4. So we'd be able to store J, O, and then E. And then that 4th or the 3rd index, because indexes start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So that last index we have would have to be our new line character. So if we save this again now, Control F5, let me write Joe, it runs without a problem.